Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Jets, and I'm here to talk about Week 8. Jets lose 22-17 to the Patriots in MetLife. I hate the Patriots. I hate Bill Belichick. And most of all, I hate myself for believing. Because, oh God, I did. Oh God, I did. I believed so much. The offense, defense, coaching staff, I believed with every ounce of myself that we were going to win this game going into it. It was ours. It was our game. It was our time. And they just stunk. And honestly, they is not even a good way to say it. It's not a good way to say it. It wasn't a they issue. It was a one-person issue. Because Zach Wilson played the worst game I've ever watched from a quarterback in the Jets' recent memory. To date back, I'd probably go the next worst one was maybe Fitz's 5 picks in a game. Zach Wilson was awful. It wasn't bad decisions. It wasn't just bad throws. It wasn't just bad this or that. It was everything. He looked awful. He couldn't complete checkdowns. He was missing wide open reads. He overthrew many receivers for interceptions. He looked awful. Absolutely awful. And it's him. It is absolutely him. You can, for the Patriots today, they didn't play great. They didn't. Patriots didn't play that good of a game. If you just remove points off turnovers where they started with the field position within our 40, we hold the Patriots to under 20 points in MetLife. The defense did amazing today. They were fantastic. The defense was great. They were not the problem. Zach Wilson was awful. Receivers played good. Garrett Wilson, holy crap. I mean, what did he have? 120 plus yards? He looked great. Mims had 70 yards on 2 catches. It wasn't the offense. Let me phrase that. It wasn't the receivers. It wasn't the line, which, people want to say, oh, he was running for his life the whole time. Guys, open your eyes. It wasn't that he was running for his life. It's that he held on the ball for 30 seconds, and then the pocket would collapse. This wasn't that it was just off the snap like last year, where ball in his hands, and then he was pressured. This was, he'd wait there for an hour before he'd make a decision. This was, I would say, darn near solely on Zach Wilson. And I already said it, but the defense was fantastic. The defensive line was terrorizing the Patriots today. Harassing Mac Jones. What, did we sack him 8 times? I'm not even joking. It was one of the best defensive lines, best defensive line play I've seen in a very, very, very long time. We harassed him for 60 minutes. Everyone played well defensively. There were a couple of bad plays, gave him a couple chunk yards. But guys, look where they were starting with field position. They were just guaranteed points. They'd start with it in our 30. It was awful. Now we enter, as a team, a brand new type of purgatory, which is a quarterback away. Because we absolutely are right now a quarterback away from being a very, very good team that could genuinely compete for a good playoff run. Our defense is amazing. The receivers are amazing. They were getting open constantly. Zach Wilson's the problem. We are a quarterback away from competing. Ideally, he just, next week, even though it's the Bills and the chances are basically 0, and then after that it's in New England, which get even more slim, he comes out of it and has this amazing back half of the season where he throws for 40 touchdowns and 1,000 yards a game. That might not happen. And so in due time, we're going to have those fun conversations about, what do we do with Zach Wilson? Do we keep him and just hope he can become a game manager, kind of like Alex Smith? Do you go for a free agent? Lamar Jackson would be available, most likely. Ravens probably aren't going to re-sign him. Do you draft a guy? Hooker will be available from Tennessee, the Volunteers. I mean, Hooker in New York just kind of sounds fitting. Sorry, that was a bad joke, but I had to make it. Those are going to be fun conversations that we have down the line here. You can't really do anything in season. You're not going to make a trade because you'd have to give up a lot of assets to get something, and then mid-season probably wouldn't work. So you're definitely thinking off-season wise. And those are going to be fun conversations to be had. And I saw some people that were losing their minds on a couple of things in this game. Officiating was not good. I thought there were a lot of holding calls the Patriots got away with. And that's fine. The officiating was bad. People were mad about the second pick for Zach Wilson, that the Patriot was out of bounds. And here's my thing. I think he was. I think he was out of bounds. I thought it should have been an incompletion if you're looking at the rules. But you can't make that bad of a decision, that bad of a throw, that bad of a play, and not be punished. You shouldn't be able to do something that bad and not be punished for it. So does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. I don't care. I'm not going to be upset about that. People were mad about, at the end of the first half, a pick, I think it was Michael Carter, for a pick six, took it the other way, called back on a roughing the passer call from John Franklin Myers. That would have been a 10-point swing because it would have taken 3 off the board for the Patriots and given us 7 more, right? So that would have been massive for the Jets to have gotten that, and they just very didn't. And people were mad because it was a soft call. That's what everyone was yelling about. That's such a soft call. How do you flag that? Yada, 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 and crying about it. And here's my thing. I think it's a soft call. I do. I don't think that should be roughing the passer in this league. I don't think it should be. I thought he was already either about to make contact or already in the process of starting to when the ball was thrown. I thought it was a weak call. Here's my thing with it. They have been calling it and calling it and calling it all year, all of last year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that. For the past 5 years, since they redid the roughing the passer call, they've been calling it. This isn't new. This isn't a brand new thing that happened this year. If they initiated those new rule changes this year, then you could be upset about it. We have known that these type of plays get called for half a decade now, and we still do them. I don't care. People were mad about a CJ Mosley call because, it was a clean hit, and I don't even think it was a clean hit. But regardless, you know it's going to get called, even if it's clean. You're not trying to do a certain thing. If you touch a quarterback's head while he's trying to slide, it's going to get called. And here's the thing, even if I think it's a weak call, I think it should be flagged because you kind of have this bad tendency with a lot of quarterbacks who are dying, metaphorically speaking. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself for believing. I really thought they were going to win this game. I really, truly did. And instead, they found a new and exciting way to get embarrassed. And they made it close. They almost made it close, right? The Conklin touchdown from the Mims reception. They made it interesting. They tried to. They were an onside kick away from getting possession with like 2 minutes left. They could have done something. They could have. But I'm kind of deep down somewhere within me a little happy they didn't. Because this is not a game that you should be rewarded for. And you can hate me for saying that. Call me this, that, or the other. That's fine. This was just a game the Jets did not deserve to get rewarded for with a win. The defense played great, but boy, oh boy, the quarterback play in that was just ghastly. And now you get to face the Bills. You are going to get slaughtered. So all you can hope for is that players individually have good games, right? Love to see Garrett Wilson get open a few times, right, and beat the Bills' defense. Even if it doesn't end up with receptions or touchdowns, just beating them and getting open would be great. Same with Mims, same with Moore. Be great to see Sauce lock down Stephon Diggs, right? Offensive line, raise some hell with Josh Allen. But boy, oh boy, if you think the Jets have the slightest chance of winning that game, I wish and I pray I was as optimistic as you are. It's going to be bad. But I'll be here afterwards to talk about it because for some reason that I still haven't quite cracked down yet, I do like and love this team. But that's it for today. I'll be here next week. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Jets.